Already? Let's get started. This is finally the next installment to finally caught up to Blink. I made the last one about Days, the manga, and while that didn't bring the traction that I think it deserves, well, the manga, not my video. I don't have that much of an ego right now, but the manga is fantastic, and I really wish more people knew of the manga Days than people probably do. But this manga, My Hero Academia, or however you want to say it, like Boku no Hero, is extremely popular. And I feel one of these days I'm going to do a deep dive on My Hero Academia. But today is not that day. Today, we are going to be talking about the latest chapter in My Hero Academia. Because what? So, for those who don't know, the latest chapter of My Hero Academia came out on Friday, the 26th. That being the case, I read it, I dissected it, and I read I'm completely caught up with My Hero Academia. And spoilers be warned, as you can possibly tell, because this is finally caught up to, so I'm going to be talking mostly to the point where I caught up. So if you're a anime only type of guy, this probably isn't for you. But for those who are manga and enjoy the manga, I will say that go ahead, continue watching this I'm sorry, video, and enjoy, because you may wanna you may dislike this video for what I'm about to say, because so many people got so excited, so hyped up, so amped because of what happened in this chapter. And I must say, I'm not impressed. Oh my god. I said it. I'm not impressed. This is going to be a very short video well, not very short, but a short video where I'm not gonna bag on the chapter. It's a great chapter. I mean, don't get me wrong, but I don't think it lives up to the comments, to the reactions, and to the excitement some people are getting because of this chapter. For example, it's no longer a secret or something to be spoiler when we say Endeavor is now currently the top hero in My Hero Academia. The anime passed that point a while ago, so if you watch the anime, you most likely already know what happened to All Might and why Endeavor is currently the first ranked hero. But this chapter, some people are kind of saying it put him in his place. It dragged his pride along to the dirt and made him and humiliated Endeavor's his whole character in that way. It's not done in a very boo Endeavor, boo, he's awful. It's just kind of it just happens off panel, and then we suddenly see an Endeavor is in this critical state. Well, maybe not critical state, but he's in a bad state. The bad guy they're fighting right now, which I'm not gonna say because I guess that would be a spoiler. The bad guy they're fighting in the manga is insanely strong. It finally feels like Deku might do something, and that brings me up to my main issue with My Hero Academia. My Hero Academia has a way of trying to be realistic in the sense as to what happened to a society that suddenly has heroes, and how that society will try to implement those heroes into a system that is manageable. And because of that, the teens shouldn't be ever put in a position where they have to take care of the bad guy. And that is the limit of trying to make your story realistic in that sense. And because of that, My Hero Academia suffers this little kind of hit where so many characters are being developed and brought up, especially the adults, and we see a few adults here and there that actually are they're fleshed out a bit more than they probably would have been in any other story. And we also see a few other students who also get fleshed out and whatnot, and that's really great. But the one character that doesn't get fleshed out as much as he possibly or probably should is Midoriya, and it kind of feels like the author of My Hero Academia doesn't know what to do with Midoriya and how to progress him. Doesn't know how Midoriya fits into the story, except for he has to be the one to defeat Shigaraki at one point. At one point, those two have to fight. At one point, Midoriya has to be the number one hero. But the story so far that the author has written us has put Midoriya in the back, and all these other characters are being developed. Endeavor got his own arc, which is amazing, and it makes him feel more real. And for sure, for some people, it's not enough. The things that Endeavor did in his past, unforgivable. Truly, I get it. But the author went to great extents to at least pave the way for Endeavor to one day be redeemed. I just wish he kind of did that more with Midoriya. And I know. He's the goody two shoe. There's not much you can do with the goody two shoe. But I say bullshit. I say bullcrap on that. I say so much. That is some bullshit to the next extreme. You can do stuff with a hero who is pure, who is good, who tries to be the symbol of justice. Is his ultimate goal, to be that hero that everybody looks up to and believes in. And that is by itself a whole story that I think the author of My Hero Academia hasn't fully capitalized on. So when this chapter came out and we see all this happen, and we see the last panel where Midoriya finally looks like he's gonna try to be more and take on like a real bad guy of significant importance, Stain was amazing. The hero killer was like, he was great. But since then, Midoriya hasn't really done anything. And he's had a few skirmishes here and there with other villains. But like, there were minor characters. They weren't really important in the grand scheme of things. And ever since Stain came and went, what has Midoriya done? He hasn't grown anything. And it's a meme at this point, but it bears to say the fact that one of his biggest moments in the manga and in the story that the anime reached as well, the fact that his biggest moments is he learned that he could kick, is laughable. The author of My Hero Academia, he does a great job with characters and kind of world building and just making you see perspectives of other characters. For example, Shigaraki gets his own little arc, and I'm not going to go into details about it, but it's a great little arc. I still don't like Shigaraki one bit. I think he is the most annoying character in that series, and that used to be Bakugo for me. He used to be the most annoying character, but he has calmed down and seen things for much clearer now, so I can't really name him that. Shigaraki is still there because he seems like a little brat who's throwing a tantrum, and all his talk about destroying the system, destroying the world, or causing chaos, that just seems like a childish tantrum. And when you learn his past, it paints a better picture, but it's not enough for me to not view him in that light. Cool chapter. It made some cool things. It's hinting at there finally being like more of a character development for Midoriya in eventually, but the limit that My Hero Academia is trying to set itself in a realistic manner as to how this system may possibly work in the real world in a way. It sucks because it puts the main characters, who are teens, in the back, and the adults have to carry it. And when the story focuses so much on the adults trying to save the kids or reprimand the kids for being heroes, it kind of loses some effect when you know they can't do anything by themselves and they need the adults to help them out. One last thing, I just remembered the whole Eri arc, the one where he takes on the mafia boss guy. Yes, that Midoriya gets there and he does some cool stuff. The anime, I don't think, did it as much justice as it was in the manga. And the manga was really cool. I freaking loved that little scene where he takes on the mafia dude by, I forgot his name. The mafia dude at 100%. And as silly as it was for him to do 1,000,000% in the past, him being at 100% constantly is really cool. it's I still think it's really dumb the fact that he has to go by percentage and he has some visualness to his powers when All Might didn't have that visual need, nor any predecessor before him needed those percentages or like marks under his on his face and body and all that. It's kind of silly, but I get the point of it and whatever. So yes, he did do something to a major boss, and that did have percussions and whatnot. So what? Okay, fine, whatever. He did something past Stain. Great. I just need more.